Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna kind of rank them in an order of what I wouldn't use versus what I do use, and kind of the benefits of using each of the equipment pieces. So let's dive in with, let's start from the bottom and work our way to the top, people. Okay, so first of all, getting started with the dumbbell. So, as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of weights. Whenever I have used weights in the past, before I did what I was doing, I would easily get bigger thighs or bigger arms quite quickly. It's just something that my body type does do, especially when I am eating protein. So this is actually my husband's, but I would not use this myself. But the reason why I would use it if I was going to in a house would be to have additional resistance to start adding more strength and maybe adding more muscle mass to my body. This as and a piece of equipment is really great if you're doing things like deadlifts and squats. Those are the ones that I would use this on. You can even do kettlebell swings with it. And of course you can use it for some arm movements, but that's essentially it. And the weight that we have in the house is only 12 kg. It's not super, super heavy. It's just enough to be able to use. I think my husband's probably picked it up about 5 times. Rinsing him as we're going along, but that's probably about it. So this isn't something that I personally like to use. As I said, I'm not a big fan of weights and it's not something that I would include, but those are kind of the ways in which you can use kettlebells in your routine if you did want to, and I would use them if you're trying to build up additional strength, muscle mass, that type of stuff. Let's move on to the next one. The next piece of equipment that I would use in my home being number, oh my God, I don't even know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, so this would be number 5, is the Skippy Rope. Now, I actually love the Skippy Rope, but the reason I'm putting it here is because it actually depends on the space that you have. I live in an apartment. Now, I am fortunate enough that I probably would have the room to skip maybe over there. However, how much noise is it going to make to my neighbours above and below me? These are the things that you have to think about. If you're in a house and you're skipping, this is such a great cardio equipment piece. I really, really used to love skipping. The reason being is because skipping is so good at building up your cardiovascular. When you're jumping constantly, you can do different moves, and it's really great for actually leaning out the body as well. So building muscle and burning fat. It's such a simple piece of equipment, but it does work wonders. However, the cons of it is just if you have the space for it. If you do, I probably would put it higher, but for me, living in an apartment, like I said, the jumping and the thudding would probably make a loud noise. So when I was in the house at my mum's, would always love to do skipping. Normally like 3 times a week, and I would do a Tabata sequence with it. But unfortunately, living in an apartment and obviously with child, it's not happening. So maybe, if I go down to my mum's and I'm not pregnant, obviously, then I would start doing it, but that's essentially it. But this I would really recommend, and you can get skipping ropes basically anywhere. You can get weighted skipping ropes as well. So I do recommend this if you have the space. Okay, so starting next to the list as number 4 is the Pilates Ball. Now, the reason I'm putting it here is because, again, it actually does depend on the individual, but this is more of a like Pilates type of equipment. I love this because you're still using your body weight for this exercise. It's just adding additional challenge for stability and balance, and there are really great workouts that you could do with this. You can put it between your legs and do so many different exercises where you're squeezing the thighs, you're working the abdomen, and you're also working the arms by doing various moves. We use this a lot, my physio and I, in our postpartum exercises, and I honestly just think for such a good quality of price, this is a really great piece of equipment to have. But as I said, it does kind of depend on the type of activity that you like to do. Weirdly enough, I didn't use this after I was pregnant, and then I found it in my cupboard and I started doing it as soon as I got pregnant again, and then I'm using it now a lot with my physio, because it really does connect with the transverse abdominis so well, and you're just creating that extra endurance and balance, and you really can feel that your body is working in so many different ways when you use this. So I would say if you really like to challenge yourself, you like Pilates or yoga, bar even, I would definitely suggest getting this, and it's just a great way to really work that core deeper while challenging your body in other areas. And again, it's a really nice small of equipment. You're still using your body weight primarily, and yeah, it's just a great piece of equipment. I got this from Decathlon. My mum also got it as well and she likes it. So highly, highly, highly recommend. The only reason I'm putting it here is because, as I said, I didn't use it that much before I got pregnant again. So I'll see how I get on once I don't have the baby anymore and inside my belly. So my next piece of equipment that has third place is bands. Woo! Bands to make her dance. Bands, I think these are actually a really great piece of equipment, and I like bands because, again, it's still using your body weight but adding additional kind of resistance without adding too much weight. So there's different ways that you can use the bands. You have long bands and you also have short bands. Now, the good thing about this as well with the bands is that there's different levels. You have a light one, a medium one, and of course a harder resistance. Now, the ones with the short bands are really great because primarily I would put them around my legs, and I would use them for my legs and my bootay. And they're really good if you want to do things like squats, crab walks, donkey kicks, leg raises. There's different varieties and ways you can use it. You can also, of course, put it in your arms, and you can do like arm pulls as such. And again, you can even take the long bands here and do many different varieties with the legs as well as the upper body. It doesn't necessarily do so much of the core. I would say it really just kind of focuses on the upper body and the lower body and the booty, but it is still a really great equipment, and I like it because, as I said, there's different varieties. You can get long, short, and you can get different strengths depending on kind of what you're wanting to do. The reason I put it in this spot is because, as I said, you're still using your body weight and you can still kind of do the routines that you were doing without having to switch up your style so much. So the ball, as I said, is really great, but you're having to not use it in the sense of like, you couldn't do, you know, a burpee with it, you couldn't do a squat with it. So if you're used to doing a certain style of workouts, like traditional ones, these are perfect. But if you're into more like bar work and stuff and Pilates and whatnot, the ball is perfect for that. But you can use this as well, even in things like bar and Pilates. So that's why I have put it above the ball, and I just think it's a great piece of equipment. I don't use it all that often. Again, as I said to you, I primarily just use my body weight. But if I do feel at times I want some extra resistance, I will use the bands as well. Moving on to second place is ankle weights. I love ankle weights. I haven't used them in ages, obviously, because I have a child inside me, but ankle weights I absolutely love because not only can you obviously put them on your ankles, you can also put them around your wrist or you can hold them. And again, it's really good at adding just a little bit of weight to your workouts without having to lift heavy. But trust me, when you add these ankle weights to your ankles and you do donkey kicks, leg raises, anything like side lifts, these are a killer, and it just adds that additional resistance to really feel the burn deeper in those muscles, connect with the muscle, and also just start to build and lean and strengthen them without adding too much of a bulk in that sense. So this is why I absolutely love these ankle weights. These are from Decathlon again. They're only a kilo, but trust me, after a few reps, you're gonna feel it with these. They are, again, primarily focused just for the lower body and the upper body, but you can, of course, still do abs with them, which is what I said why I like them, because you can do a bit more full body. So if you were in a bicycle position doing abs, you can easily put these on your feet, add that extra resistance. You could use these to do sit-ups. There's different ways in which you can use it, and it just gives that bit more flexibility to add it into your routine without adding too much of course, you know, the weights that you don't want to. So I would really suggest anyone that is looking to add something additional into their routine, home equipment wise, ankle weights are just amazing. And finally, for my first place, the home equipment I always recommend to people getting is a really small set of light weights. Now these are super light, they're 1.5 kg. That is the max I would go to. I do also have 1 kg, but I really love having these weights because I don't do an awful lot with them. I only add them to my routine when I feel like, now for example, I can't do much cardio. So I like to add a little bit of weight to like my arm workouts, just so I'm getting some of the cardio, I'm getting my heart rate up, and I'm also still able to tone my arms without going too crazy. So I think adding light weights is an amazing option into your routine. You can also still do some cardio using this. So for example, you can run on the spot with them, you could do crab walks, you could do punches, fast feet. There is just so many different ways to still use light weights without going crazy. And the good thing about this is because they are so light, you can still challenge yourself and do a lot of side exercises or all fours without having to, you know, overthink the amount of weight that you're using. It's just, again, adding that slight little bit of resistance. So I really would suggest, if anyone is looking to get equipment, you can get these again from Decathlon or Amazon. They are so cheap, but they really do add wonders into your routine. And that's basically kind of the only equipment that I would use. Like I said, personally myself right now, the only thing I am additionally using is these and the yoga ball. And then after I have the baby, I will probably just go back to using light weights as and when I need to. And then of course, always focusing on body weight. And then as and when I feel like it, start adding in, you know, a little bit of the ankle weights, mixing stuff up in that sense. So that is it from me today, guys. I hope that you did enjoy this little video showing you the kind of like equipment that you can have at home, what to use and what not to, and what they are used for as well. If you like this, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you would love to learn more about health, fitness, nutrition, and mindset, don't forget to sign up for my coaching program below, designed to be the last program you are ever going to need. I'm going to be personally coaching you myself and showing you all of my blueprint and secrets into getting the best body and confidence that you need. You can also go on my YouTube channel and check out some reviews that I have with past clients that will inspire you and motivate you to sign up. So that's it, guys. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you soon.